As you're watching this video, tiny blood clots could be forming in your arteries, and you'd have absolutely no idea until it's too late. Here's something your doctor probably never told you. Over 80% of strokes are preventable. But here's the shocking part. One of the most powerful prevention tools isn't a prescription drug or an expensive procedure. It's a simple hand movement that takes less than 30 seconds, and it could quite literally save your life. Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States has a stroke. That's about 795,000 people every year. And the terrifying truth? Most of them had warning signs their body was screaming at them, but they just didn't know how to listen. I'm going to show you exactly what your hands are trying to tell you about your stroke risk right now. More importantly, I'm going to teach you a specific hand exercise that's been shown in clinical studies to improve circulation, lower blood pressure, and dramatically reduce your risk of having a stroke. By the end of this video, you'll know more about stroke prevention than 95% of people walking around out there. And you'll have a simple, proven tool you can use every single day to protect your brain, your independence, and your future. So stay with me. This could be the most important 15 minutes of your life. Welcome to Senior 365. I am Dr. Jin, and for over 20 years, I've worked with seniors in preventive cardiology and stroke rehabilitation. I've held the hands of stroke survivors who wished they'd known what I'm about to share with you today. But I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to empower you. Because the truth is, your body is incredibly resilient, and when you give it the right tools, it can heal, strengthen, and protect itself in ways that might surprise you. Before we dive in, I want you to do something for me. Drop a comment below and tell me, how old are you and where are you watching from? I read every single comment, and I love connecting with this amazing community. Whether you're 55 or 85, from Texas or Tokyo, you're in the right place. Now, let's talk about the 5 critical mistakes that are silently increasing your stroke risk every single day, and what you can do about them starting today. Mistake number 1, ignoring morning hand stiffness. You wake up and your hands feel tight. Maybe a little swollen, your fingers don't want to bend as easily as they used to. You shake it off thinking it's just arthritis or getting older. But here's what's really happening. Morning hand stiffness is often your body's first warning sign of poor circulation. When blood flow to your extremities is compromised, it means your cardiovascular system is struggling, and if blood isn't flowing properly to your hands, imagine what's happening in the smaller blood vessels in your brain. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that people who experienced regular morning stiffness in their hands were 67% more likely to have arterial plaque buildup, the same plaque that causes strokes. Your hands are talking to you right now. The question is, are you listening? Mistake number 2, skipping. Hand strength testing. When was the last time you tested your grip strength? If you're like most people, the answer is never. But here's a fact that should make you sit up straight. Grip strength is one of the most accurate predictors of cardiovascular health and stroke risk in seniors. In fact, it's often more accurate than blood pressure readings alone. A landmark study of over 140,000 adults across 17 countries found that every 5-kilogram decrease in grip strength was associated with a 17% increased risk of stroke. Think about that. Your hand grip, something you can measure in your own living room, is telling you more about your stroke risk than most standard health screenings. Why? Because grip strength reflects the health of your entire vascular system. Weak grip means weak blood vessels. Weak blood vessels mean poor circulation. Poor circulation means your brain isn't getting the oxygen-rich blood it desperately needs. Your grip strength is a window into your cardiovascular future, and most people never even peek through it. Mistake number 3, not recognizing hand numbness patterns. Here's a question. Have you ever woken up with your hand asleep or experienced random tingling in your fingers that you just brushed off? Most people assume it's carpal tunnel, or they slept on their arm wrong. Sometimes that's true. But other times, it's your body sending you an urgent message about blood flow problems that could lead directly to a stroke. The American Stroke Association reports that up to 40% of people who experience a TIA will have a full stroke within days or weeks if they don't take action. And here's the heartbreaking part. Most people don't even know they've had a TIA because the symptoms disappear so quickly. Your nervous system is talking to you constantly. Those little weird sensations, they're not random. They're messages. And it's time to start listening. Mistake number 4, forgetting the fist test for circulation. Here's a test you can do right now while you're watching this video. Make a tight fist with both hands. Hold it for 30 seconds. Now open your hands quickly. What do you see? If your palms flood back to pink within 2 to 3 seconds, your circulation is probably good. But if your hands stay pale for more than 5 seconds, or if you see blotchy white and red patches, that's a red flag. You have what's called poor capillary refill time. This simple test tells you how efficiently blood is flowing through your smallest blood vessels, and if blood can't flow efficiently through your hands, it's struggling to flow efficiently through your brain. A study in the European Heart Journal found that delayed capillary refill time in the hands was independently associated with a 2.3 times higher risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke. Your hands are the most visible part of your circulatory system. They'll show you problems before any other part of your body does, but only if you're paying attention. Mistake number 5, never doing hand-based blood pressure checks. Here's something most people don't know. You can actually estimate your blood pressure just by using your hands. And high blood pressure is the single biggest modifiable risk factor for stroke, responsible for about 47% of all strokes. There's a technique called pulse pressure palpation, where you use your fingers to feel the strength and rhythm of your pulse at different points on your wrist and hand. While it's not as accurate as a blood pressure cuff, it can tell you a lot about whether your cardiovascular system is under strain. But here's the bigger issue. Most seniors don't check their blood pressure regularly enough. And even when they do, they don't realize that consistently high readings in the morning, when you first wake up, are especially dangerous for stroke risk. A Japanese study published in Hypertension Research found that people with elevated morning blood pressure had a 79% higher risk of stroke compared to those with controlled morning readings. Even if their blood pressure was normal the rest of the day, I remember Eleanor, a vibrant 66-year-old from California. She checked her blood pressure at the pharmacy once a month, and it was always pretty good, around 135/85. But she never checked it at home, especially not first thing in the morning. One day, her daughter bought her a home blood pressure monitor and convinced her to check it every morning for a week. The results were shocking. 168 out of 95, 172 out of 98, 165 out of 96. Her morning blood pressure was dangerously high, and she had no idea. Her doctor immediately adjusted her medication and timing. Taking it at night instead of morning made a huge difference. Within a month, Eleanor's morning readings were normal. 6 months later, her doctor told her, "You probably prevented a stroke by catching this." Your hands can help you monitor your cardiovascular health in ways you never imagined, but most people never learn how to use them as the diagnostic tools they really are. Now, if you're feeling a little worried right now, that's actually a good thing. It means you're taking this seriously. But I don't want you to leave this video feeling scared. I want you to leave feeling empowered, because here's the beautiful truth. Everything I just told you about, all those warning signs, all those risks, they're not life sentences. They're wake-up calls. And your body is incredibly capable of healing and strengthening when you give it the right tools. Here's the good news. There's a simple, scientifically proven hand exercise that addresses almost every single issue we just talked about. It improves circulation, strengthens blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and gives you real-time feedback about your cardiovascular health, and it takes less than 3 minutes a day. Before I show you exactly how to do it, I want to ask you something. If this video is helping you understand your body better, show your support by hitting that subscribe button and sharing the video. Also, drop a comment below telling me which of those 5 mistakes surprised you most. I promise I'll read it and respond. Now, let me show you the one exercise that can change everything. It's called the arterial pulse pump, and it's one of the most powerful stroke prevention exercises you've never heard of. Here's what makes it so effective. This exercise combines 3 things that your cardiovascular system desperately needs: rhythmic muscle contraction, which pumps blood, isometric holds, which strengthen blood vessel walls, and tactile feedback, which activates your nervous system and improves brain-body communication. When you do this exercise correctly, here's what happens inside your body. Your heart rate increases slightly, which tells your cardiovascular system to open up peripheral blood vessels. Your hand muscles contract and relax in a rhythm that mimics the natural pumping action of your heart, essentially creating a second heart in your hands. This pushes stagnant blood out of your extremities and draws fresh, oxygen-rich blood in. The isometric holds create what's called shear stress on your blood vessel walls. This might sound bad, but it's actually incredibly good. Shear stress stimulates your blood vessels to produce nitric oxide, a molecule that dilates blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and prevents plaque buildup. It's like giving your arteries a workout at the cellular level. Here's how to do the arterial pulse pump. Step 1. The preparation phase. Sit comfortably with your arms relaxed at your sides. Shake out your hands loosely for about 10 seconds. This releases any tension and increases baseline blood flow. Now, hold your hands out in front of you, palms up, and take 3 deep breaths. You want to be relaxed but focused. Step 2. The pump phase. Make a fist with both hands, not tight enough to hurt, but firm enough that you really feel the muscles in your hands and forearms working. Hold that fist for exactly 5 seconds. Now open your hands completely, spreading your fingers as wide as you can. Hold that open position for 5 seconds. Repeat this cycle. Fist for 5 seconds, open for 5 seconds. Do this 6 times. That's 60 seconds total. What you're doing here is creating a pumping action that forces blood in and out of your hands. You should feel your hands getting warmer, maybe even a little tingly. That's good. That's increased blood flow. Step 3. The pulse phase. Now, make a medium firm fist with your right hand and hold it at about 50% intensity. Don't squeeze as hard as you can, just firm enough that you feel a gentle burn. Hold this for 30 seconds while breathing normally. Release, shake out your hand for a few seconds, then switch to your left hand. Hold that for 30 seconds. This isometric hold is where the magic happens. Your blood vessels are being challenged, and they respond by getting stronger and more flexible. It's exactly like lifting weights for your muscles, except you're strengthening your entire cardiovascular system. Step 4. The circulation check. Open both hands and look at your palms. They should be noticeably pink or even slightly red. Touch your fingertips. They should feel warm. Press your thumbnail gently and watch how quickly the color returns. It should snap back to pink in under 2 seconds. This isn't just a cool observation. You're literally watching your circulation improve in real time. You're seeing proof that your cardiovascular system is responding. Do this entire sequence twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. That's 6 minutes total. 6 minutes that could save your life. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. When you do this exercise consistently, something remarkable happens. Within the first week, you'll notice your hands feel warmer, especially in cold environments. That's improved peripheral circulation. Within 2 weeks, if you are experiencing morning stiffness, you'll notice it starts to ease up. By week 4, if you're tracking your blood pressure, you'll likely see it begin to drop. But the real transformation happens at the cellular level. Your blood vessels are literally remodeling themselves. They're producing more nitric oxide, reducing inflammation, and becoming more elastic. The tiny capillaries in your brain are getting better blood flow, which means better oxygen delivery, which means better cognitive function. A long-term study from the University of São Paulo followed seniors who did regular hand grip exercises for 6 months. Not only did their blood pressure normalize, but they also showed significant improvements in cognitive tests, reaction time, and balance. Their stroke risk dropped by an estimated 47%. Let me tell you about James, a 71-year-old from Michigan. He'd had borderline high blood pressure for years and was on medication, but his doctor warned him that he was still at elevated risk for stroke. James started doing the arterial pulse pump every morning while his coffee brewed, and every evening while watching the news. After 3 months, his doctor reduced his medication. After 6 months, his blood pressure was so well controlled that his doctor said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." But here's what really amazed James. His mind felt clearer. He could remember names better. He had more energy. His hands, which used to ache in the cold, felt strong and flexible. All from 6 minutes a day, James told me. "I wasted years being afraid of having a stroke like my father did. Now I feel like I'm actually in control of my health for the first time in my life." Here's my challenge to you. Do this exercise right now. Pause this video if you need to and go through all 4 steps. Feel what happens in your hands. See the color change in your palms. Notice how your body responds, because once you feel it work, you'll never skip a day. And here's one more tip. Pair this exercise with something you already do every day. Do it while your coffee brews. Do it during TV commercials. Do it while you're waiting for your computer to start up. When you attach it to an existing habit, you'll actually stick with it. Your body wants to heal. Your cardiovascular system wants to strengthen. All it needs is a little bit of intention, a little bit of consistency, and the right tools. And now you have one of the most powerful tools there is. Now, if you're serious about not just preventing stroke, but completely transforming your energy, strength, and vitality, I want to tell you about something I created specifically for people like you. It's called the 365 Vitality Blueprint, and it's a complete daily system that takes everything we talked about today and expands it into a full lifestyle transformation program. Inside, you'll get a complete 365-day nutrition plan designed specifically for seniors to reduce inflammation, support brain health, and optimize cardiovascular function. Science-based longevity protocols that address everything from sleep quality to hormone balance to immune system strength. Weekly tracking tools so you can actually see your progress and celebrate your wins. A lot of seniors are already using the 365 Vitality Blueprint and seeing incredible results. Better energy, clearer minds, stronger bodies. If you're ready to take the next step, click the link in the description below to grab a copy for yourself. You can also the link in the pinned comments. Here's the truth. Most people who watch this video will nod along, think, "That's interesting," and then do absolutely nothing. They'll go back to scrolling, back to hoping everything will just work out, back to ignoring the warning signs their body is desperately trying to send them. If you find the video valuable, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Also drop a comment below and tell me, are you going to try the arterial pulse pump today? I want to hear from you. I want to know you're taking action. And trust me, when you comment, you're way more likely to follow through. Share this video with someone you love. Maybe it's your spouse, your sibling, your friend from church, someone who needs to hear this message. Because stroke doesn't just affect the person who has it, It affects entire families, and you could be the one who prevents that heartbreak. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of those hands. They're not just tools for living. They're your first line of defense against stroke. Now go do that exercise. Your future self will thank you.